Hello, hello, Cody. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
All right. What are we looking at right now?
Oh well, I believe that's second place there for our hackathon submission.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah,
So we both got a Super Bass T-shirt.
hey, I'll take it.
Fair.
That was a fun project to build. That was
Indeed, there was a bunch of interesting projects in this hackathon.
there was. Yeah, I actually should have opened this one up and taken a look at it more closely, but it does definitely seems pretty cool.
It is,
Postgres
yeah.
theory planner.
I don't know how it compared to the database.build that Super Bass actually built, created, but close enough. Close enough.
Fair.
We didn't
Oh,
put enough Easter egg to be in the most fun, best Easter egg category.
oh, there you go. Yes, yeah. But hey, we did have some. We did have some
We
Easter
had
eggs in there.
some. Yeah. All right. So what are we working on tonight?
Oh, you tell me. I thought it was you that brought the idea today.
Fair enough. Okay. Um, so yeah, I have this project that I've been working on for a few years, Speakbox, and currently trying to rewrite it in React because thanks to you, now I'm converted to Next.js. Um, so I wanna try a rebuild. But this app uses a calendar. It needs a calendar component for
All
various
right.
reasons. But when I did some research and whatever, I could use the same component as I had in the previous version, which is full calendar. But I'm not satisfied with their API and like how it works, and it's kind of junky. So I figured we could create something a little simpler and something a little nicer as well to customize with Tailwind, since I'm a big fan of Tailwind. So I
Okay.
started this project, Datekit. So I believe if you go on datekit.dev, I already have the website up.
Well, let's open a new tab here. Datekit.dev.
Yeah, I had some fun creating a little
Oh.
logo here.
Let me guess. It's built in React.
It is. It is Next.js, yeah. There's a typo actually on this website. It's not supposed to say nest, but next.
Oh,
Um,
that's funny.
Habit, I guess. um, so yeah, I have that. I have a docs website as well that we can leverage. So if you click on documentation, you can see that the docs website is ready to go. We just need to start adding some docs. And then I
Okay.
started some work a little bit on like the core library and all that stuff. Um, but I guess it needs more work. Um, so yeah,
Okay. Oh, so
why
you even
don't
have a
we?
date picker. This actually
Yeah,
true? Like the idea is to have a
these
calendar,
are
an
my
event,
plan.
and a date? Okay.
Yeah, I was planning on having like a calendar and then event. I don't know yet because ideally I'd like people to be able to customize the component that they pass through,
Okay.
and then we would call those this component with like specific props, and then they could
Mhm.
customize that event component as much as they want,
Yeah. So
as
we
long
could
as they
almost
just use the
do
props.
could almost attempt like something like an event factory, like something that allows them to
Something like that. Something like
because it
that.
would be kind of neat if they could build custom events and then just say like, I want to create a birthday event. It is styled a specific way or something. Okay.
Sure, that's possible. One way that Full Calendar does it as well is they allow you to add multiple sources, and each source has a type of event style. So the idea would be to follow something a little similar where we would have multiple sources, but then you can specify which component you use to render the event on the calendar.
Okay.
Um, and then
Sounds
yeah,
like I should have read up on this calendar.com before we started.
full calendar. But no, that's actually the best part if you don't know this library, because this way you have fresh ideas. Because for me,
All
I'm kind of
right.
biased. Um, but yeah. So yeah, the repo should be github.com/datekit. There should be a single repo in there.
All right. Are
So
we
maybe we
planning
can
on moving it to
get you
CodeEval?
started. Sure. I mean, it has its own org for like the sake of isolation, you know. Um,
Okay. Okay.
but we could create a fork and code eval potentially.
Let's keep it. Let's keep it where it is. All right. So what's the org?
Date get.
All right. And it is public. Perfect. So I will just download this.
It is, yeah. However, I'll give you a push so you can push directly. But yeah, there
All
should be
right.
like a very basic README that
Let's
you can use. So just let me know where it goes. Also, I'm working on the refactor branch right now, just so you know.
refactor branch.
Yeah.
All right. Sign into GitHub to access. Okay. Apparently I wasn't signed into GitHub. Oops, I did not copy that code. My bad. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Let me try that again. Hopefully it's fine to have that.
All right. Sent you
All
an
right.
invite.
We are not authorizing any of those. All right. Oh, actually, Cody Val. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. There we go. That's fun. Let's do that live. All right. All right, so we've got the package.
Yeah.
Assume npm install.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, before I say ask, is it pnpm?
Refactor branch first,
All
and then
right.
it will be PNPM. Yes.
You and your pnpm. All right. And secrets? No secrets?
No secrets.
Oh. All right. Done. pnpm run dev.
Yep. Or PNPM dev. That also works.
Yeah,
So there's
making me
not much
wonder
going
if I
on
need
right
to
now.
learn pnpm or something. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. There's a bunch of errors, but that's normal.
Oh, this is normal?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the build, right? So
Okay.
it's not like fully fleshed out. So the
All right.
idea here is you see how we have like multiple packages. So there's like a core package that's supposed to be like the logic for the dates and all that stuff. This
Okay.
should not contain any components whatsoever.
Okay.
The idea is to keep it like TypeScript only.
Okay.
And then there's a React package, which will be the components. There's a utils package, which is just like some basic function that had nothing to do with calendars, but they're kind of like, just doing some stuff.
Okay.
And then if you go into, what is the other one? Apps, I think.
Yeah, I saw we have change logs and docs,
Changelog and docs, yeah. And
which
there
I assume
should be
docs is the
another
site.
one. I don't know why you don't see it. There should be another one.
Actually, I just don't know. I should have it actually. I shouldn't have to pull this, right?
No,
No, I didn't think so.
but there should be
Okay.
another one, unless I didn't push all my changes, which is a high possibility. So let me just check that. I don't remember where I put it. Where did I put this thing? Oh, here. Let's see. Ah, ha, ha. I did not. Okay, well, let me do just a quick, like, whip. There you go. Did a quick whip. Okay, so you can pull that. And that should be better.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, there's also a
I just still
playground
don't
folder.
see it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, and that is the test. So right now there's only a Next.js app.
Okay.
So just so we can test the component inside of Next.js, it's pretty basic.
Okay.
But in
And I
the
assume you've like
future,
marked these all. Or
you know,
where are these marked? How do we? I'm not. Oh,
PNPM
PNPM uses
workspace.
something else, right?
Yeah, PNPM workspace, and you can see like all the workspaces, and we exclude the
Okay.
tests from those. Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool.
it's pretty basic setup. Jobo repo, of course,
Of course.
and then yeah, that's pretty much how
All
it works.
right. Okay, so I assume Playground is now running then.
Yes,
Yes, it
so
is.
Playground, it's running on whatever port. I don't know. Maybe check the terminal to see the port. I
Let's
don't
check.
remember which port I use. 3999.
399. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's not 3000?
No, I know 3000 is the main website. So
Oh, it's actually not going to let me do that. Interesting. Bear with me. 3999. What the? Do I really have to do the whole?
it's coming.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
I was just like doing the initial build, I guess. So this is how far I got. So you have
I
a
mean,
basic
this is not
calendar.
bad.
You should be able to change the month or whatever because you're in the month view. You should be able to change the views to some extent. I think some views are buggy, but close enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
So those are various like views. I don't know if the yearly view is necessary, but you're not going to be able to see much.
I
And
think
I don't like the fact that each calendar is not the same size, because some months have like 5 weeks, and some others have like 6 or whatever.
yeah. Hmm. Should almost force them to all be the same size.
That would be nice, but
All
yeah.
right. And you can have a day view. Oh, this is neat. This is wicked. Wow.
So this is how I got so far. The event that you see here is just a fake event. I didn't get far enough to actually pull the events in.
Okay.
But we're gonna get there, hopefully.
All right. Well, what were we hoping to do today?
Uh, well, the
Can I add
first
an
thing
event?
would
I can.
be I think now we're kind of ready to start thinking of how we bring the events in, so that we can actually have like real events. So I was thinking we could start with a basic JSON of a bunch of events and try to load that. I created a couple of issues actually on the GitHub. If you look, those were kind of like my thoughts of what we could do. So if you look at the issues, there should be a few. So yeah,
Support for reoccurring
this
events.
one is for the future, but I think the first two is like support events from a function and then support an array of events. Um, so the idea is you could pull events either with a JSON, and you just pass like an object as events, like an array,
Mhm.
or you could like use a function, and this function will be used to fetch event from an API, and maybe this function could contain the currently visible dates. So this way, every time you change the view, we just send you like the starting and the end date, and you can query your API to fetch only those events.
Okay.
That was my intention. And then recurring events will be support at some point as well, just to support like our rules and be able to like do recurrence.
Hmm.
But this is like long term. Yeah.
Okay. So that means this would probably belong within core.
Yeah. So the first one would be the array of events.
Although actually, support array of events. So in order to support an array of events, that's actually going to be in the calendar itself.
Well, I'm assuming the component will need to receive a prop of some kind, but then that prop needs to be
Yeah.
propagated up.
So how? I guess I haven't looked at your code at all. So
So yeah,
how
let's
did
start
we?
there. Take a look a little bit, and then maybe ask me if there are things that are weird. Keep in mind that I'm a newbie in React, so I do
Yeah.
what I can. I'm usually a view person, um, but yeah.
Fair. Okay, so what are you doing here? Const export calendar. Wait, you have const calendar component. Function component. Okay, so you use Datekit. Okay, so you do have a hook.
Yes, and there's a Datekit provider as well. So when you call calendar as the component, we just like create the provider
Mm-hmm.
and the calendar
Okay, so
component
you do
inside.
have a okay. That's what I was wondering if you had a provider.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we try and make this similar to TanStack in the sense of like I assume you want to do more than just React in the future. So
Mm,
if we made it so that the data didn't necessarily matter. Hmm. Have you seen TanStack and how they do theirs?
no,
Their headless stuff for like say tables?
no, I haven't seen that.
No?
No,
All right, let's do it.
is it good?
It is, actually. I
I've
thought for some reason
never
I
seen
thought it was an
TanStack.
arc. There we go. Let's do TanStack. So if we go to like say their table component here, they should have an example. Migrating adapter. Now let's just see if it's in here. Oh, do they not have it in here? There it is. So you see how they have like this kind of like use React table, and it gives them the columns and the data, etc.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if we go with like a use calendar or use date kit. Well, you already have that now, but we could repurpose that one in so that it's actually used by the consumer, and then we have a different hook for our stuff. But we could also just make one called use calendar to be fair. And then basically what I'm thinking is we could pass in events. We could pass in an event fetcher, right? Like we can do everything right into this hook. But if we do it this way and we actually hook it up this way, it means that we can take it later and go to say view and have to build it the way they do it. But at least at the end of the day, we're just dealing with an object.
Yeah.
Everything we do is in that object. And we just modify it as needed and pass it into those components. What do you
That's kind
think?
of how I thought of the core already. Yeah, is to be
Okay.
its source of truth, and then the components should not matter as much. That would
Okay.
be the ideal. Even if people wanted to come up with their own like freaking components, and just use the core, then they could. Like,
Exactly. That's
yeah,
essentially what this is. Like all this does, like I mean, you can see const table equals. They have like don't do this as a fallback, but I was just showing you the example of the hook. But technically, this would be like const like calendar equals use calendar, pass in all the stuff, and basically everything, all the data that you require is here. That's essentially what it is, and then you just pass it into your components, and your components render it.
hmm. Yeah, I'm open to anything really. Like I said, I have ideas of like features,
Hmm.
but not really like implementation detail. Like that is kind of up in the air for now.
Okay. All right. Well,
I
if
even
it
thought of
belongs,
something that could be interesting, which is having components kind of like in the Shatsian style. We could actually leverage the Shatsian CLI now to kind of pull those components. And the only package you would be
if we
required
build
to
it
install
headless, if we
would
build
be
it
the core.
headless, yeah, we totally could.
Yeah. You would just
The
need to pull
thing,
the core, and that's it.
yeah. So we have to think about that because the use calendar hook is just a hook. That's just like that technically should belong in the React package, right? That's
Yeah.
the hook. But the object and all the data can live in core, and the hook just uses it. So we actually essentially, I'm assuming that. Oh yes, I can see my camera is definitely getting. I don't know what to do here. Maybe it's
Yeah.
time for a new one. Oh,
We could
suddenly it got.
focus just on the core, but it's helpful to have like some components to play with because it's kind of tricky to
Yeah, well,
just do
that's.
the
I guess that's
core
what
on
I was
its own.
asking. So React here is a package that you plan on exporting, I assume. So we
Yes.
could put a hook in there. So
Well, yes and no. If it's just a like a basic hook,
yeah. Well, it shouldn't live in core because you don't really want to import a React thing from core, right?
well, it depends because your hook technically doesn't have any JSX, right? The idea behind the React package is to just have the TSX there.
True, but hooks are inherently for React, right? That is a React thing.
That is true as well, but
You're not gonna have something called like use calendar as a hook inside of Vue, right?
you could, but it would be a view hook, right? Yeah, so it would be slightly different. It would be
Yeah. So in that
they
case, it
call
would
it a
live in.
composable in Vue. Yeah,
Okay.
so it would be composable, but like yeah, I guess we could have another like view package, but
The way
we
I'm
won't be
thinking
able to
about
go
this,
the Shatsian route if we have to pull in like those two packages.
uh, oh, if you go Shadcn,
But I think Shatsian can install the hook for you. It can create the file with the hook potentially.
okay, I'm not sure that we would need Shadcn.
It's up to you. I didn't think of using Shatsian components, but I meant like building it in a way that you don't have to install too many packages,
Right.
to limit the dependencies.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I mean, here, all you would need is two, like core and React. Like it's pretty limited already.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not like a lot of packages. You know?
Yeah. Because like the way I see it is we did a new folder here. Oops. New folder. We call it hooks. What's actions, by the way? Date switcher. Oh, neat. Okay. What's with
I
the
was
empty object? Just cause?
just cause.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking like we have a hook here, right? We do a new file, call this use calendar. I don't really like the name yet. We can workshop it. I've noticed you did export functions. You're not doing defaults?
You could do default if you want. I don't care.
Okay, so then this is going to take in an object, and in that object, we're going to expect some events, but we can't really call it events, can we? I guess we can call it events. We just can't call it event.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's going to be an object at some point. Do you know what's going to be in it?
Well, kind of like the basics. So you would
Okay.
have a date, most likely. Well, like you would have, yeah, you would have a date or a start time, I guess, start end time,
Yep.
some kind of
Title.
name. I would call it name, and then an ID of some kind,
Hmm. I
and
assume
then
a
we should
description.
support no. That's the one that I wanted to keep away. I was thinking of having like a metadata object, and people could put whatever the hell they want.
Okay. Okay.
So this way, if you
Why don't
want
we
to
just call
just
it data then?
sure could be data. Um,
So this is essentially for anything they're going to use inside. We pass it through.
yeah, like for example, if I take the Speakbox example, we have like a video conference link, those kind of thing, participants, all of that stuff. That
Yeah.
could be in data. Yeah.
Okay.
So it does require you to do a little bit of processing before you send your data through, but
Hmm.
it's pretty open. Yeah.
So I assume we do want it to be a record string, but we definitely don't want it to be any. So we'd almost want to make this generic. Hmm.
If you could type it, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. What if we made the calendar event generic by itself, and we just tack on the properties that we need?
Make it generic by itself. Oh, I see what you're saying.
So we just enforce the fact that we need like ID, name, start, end, and then everything else we don't care.
ID name start end. Yeah. Everything else you don't care. So,
But
so
I
it would
mean, yeah, that works. That works. You know,
right. Yeah.
generic
Okay.
is kind of
All right. So
working.
let's do calendar event array, and then I guess yeah. So use calendar. We're gonna want to know their default view they want.
Yeah, by
Um,
default, I think it loads the month view, if I'm not mistaken.
all right. What the heck? Why did it do that? I guess I can do.
I
Actually, I can
should
probably
have
do
a type for
type.
this already.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah,
Where are you putting your types, by the way? I just wrote it here, but if you have another place for them,
I think they're straight up in the thing.
they're just. Oh, so you do have view. Oh, they're in core. Oh, you also have calendar event already.
Yes.
Oh, well then I don't even need it. Look at that. All
But
right.
you could update that calendar event to match the one you were creating with the generic.
No, no, it's fine. We'll leave
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
got for now. We'll leave
I
what you
like
got
this
for now.
generic.
Okay, so the question though is why is it not importing these for me if those are
Oh,
there?
hello, Nazanin. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hey. Calendar event and view. And I like to, since they're only types. All right. We don't care about Datekit at this point.
So Naz has been looking at Datekit as well, in case you didn't
Ah,
know.
all right. Oh, and I see the mistake I made here. My bad. We actually want to do interface, use calendar props like this. And then we want this to be use calendar props. There we go. events default view. Okay. All right. I don't think we care about this. It's going to be passed in to us.
That's
And
okay,
we're not
Naz.
going to be
We're,
changing
we're
their
starting
stuff.
to work on it. Still
Okay.
figuring things out.
Didn't start working on it yet. No worries. Okay, so we're going to call this, yeah, whatever. I'll keep the name for now. All right, so basically, I think we also talked about an event fetcher, right?
Yeah, so events, I'm thinking it should be the same thing. So go back to the issue because I think I described it actually in there.
Okay.
What I was thinking is having sources. So instead of passing events, you just pass sources. And those sources could be anything. But it should return an object with events, and it should be some kind of array or a function that we can call.
Sources.
Right? And those sources, later on, we can tell them to be different things. For example, if you wanted to fetch a calendar that has birthdays, and then another calendar with your events, and then another calendar with, I don't know, holidays or whatever, you could do that. You just pass like 3 different sources.
Okay. And your calendar, is it the provider? It must be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if our hook lives outside of it, it can't have any access to anything inside calendar. But it
That's
is
the,
going to be the source of its.
that's the tricky
Uh,
part. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna invite Naz with us because she's been working on this
yeah, no problem.
a little bit, and I think it would be fun. Let's see if we can make this happen. Let's see. Oh, mezzanine. Come with us. Let me send you a little invite here.
So you want.
Boom.
So what other sources can you have? You have events, which are an array,
Yep.
and then what are the other sources?
The other sources, well, they could be anything, right? So sources is an array of objects. This object usually has an event on it. These events could be an array or a function, and it's responsible for returning an array of events at some point, right? And so you can have multiple sources like this if you want to create multiple, like if you want to display multiple things in a calendar. Kind of like
Right.
Google Calendar, you know how you can subscribe to like other calendars or whatever, and it just shows your event together in the same calendar view. That's a
Okay.
similar thing. Yeah. So think of sources as like a subscription to a calendar of some
Okay.
kind.
And we'll just start with events for now then. So essentially, I'm just trying. I guess I'm confused on why we have an object, and then inside of our object we have events. Like, what else are you wanting in there? In this
Well,
object, in
because
this top
sometimes you
level
can
object.
customize, like you can give it a name. You can group those events. So even if you had 2 different sources, you can group those 2 sources in the same kind of logical group.
Okay.
And also, this is kind of inspired from Full Calendar. Uh, Another thing is you can have customization, like background color, whatever, right?
Okay.
So you could say that this list of event, I want to show it as red, and this is like my
Okay.
birthdays or whatever, and like you could have
All
different
right.
type of settings for those particular events.
Okay. So the thing is though that now we need a different type. So because sources is going to return an object, and that object will have all of those different features on it, but one of them ultimately will be an events array.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my brain around how to write this for the first time here.
If you want, you can take a look at Full Calendar's doc because this sources is exactly what they use. I'm trying not
Okay.
to reinvent the wheel too much here.
Full calendar. Views, date, time, events. Event source. So they have event model, event sources, event display, event clicking. Okay. Events as an array, events as a JSON, events as a function.
So event source object, that's the one you want to take a look at. There you go. So you see they pass like this thing, they have like color, text color, whatever. They have some other things.
Okay, but ultimately it just has an event. So let's see what this is. So this is just an events array. Okay. This is
This one, they're loading it straight from a feed.
okay. And are you wanting to handle this, I guess, in the
I
future as
do
well?
not care. No, this
Okay.
is old school. What I care about is like a function because this way you can call your API with the proper dates and then an array if you want to.
Okay.
I think the
So
function is probably the most interesting because you can literally call your API with like start and end, and then you know just load the events that are needed for the view that you have.
right. Event sources, events, function. Okay. Your event source. Extended form. You can specify event source. Okay. Any other sources? So it just loops over these and grabs all the events and then essentially just puts them into a single array at the end. I
Pretty
assume.
much.
Okay.
Pretty much. All right, we have Naz coming on the stream.
Sounds good.
Just waiting for the
Okay,
microphone.
so I guess we need to be able to handle events just being passed as an array, or we need to handle events being passed as a function, or we need to handle events being passed as a source object.
Yeah.
All right. Um, can we just start with one? Like, can we just do the events array and then once we figure that out, upgrade it to the function and then
Yeah.
upgrade it to the source?
That
Okay.
well, the source. That's why I wanted to start with the source. Because if you start with the source, then you know you have an object with events, and then events can be an array or a function. But at least your sources are already kind of handled, you know, because you just loop through how many objects you have, and then you
You-
either
That's
load the
it's so
array or
interesting
call the
because we're
function.
thinking different, right? Like I'm thinking it's easier to start with the events array
Yeah.
because then I just plug it into my sources array and it's already handled.
Nah.
That's the
Yeah.
funny part. So we're actually thinking about it backwards. You think it's easier to do event sources first, but the thing is they're two different things.
Yeah.
This isn't even look at the signature here. This is an events. This is an object being passed with an events piece. Whereas if we go down to event source, it's an object being. Oh, where did that go?
I've
It's an
never
object
managed.
being passed with events color and text. Wait a minute, events. It's an object. Wait, am I reading this wrong? Object.
Yes, we can
Hey, how's
see
it
you.
going? Good.
We're
How are
good.
you?
We're good. Just chilling, coding.
All right. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just hop into event sources. Are you wanting to do color and text color? I assume then that's the idea.
Yeah, well, that depends. I'm guessing it will be like some kind of tailwind classes instead, right? Because I want it to be customizable by tailwind. So,
Right.
so I think
So
instead of being
you,
colors, it would just be like some tailwind class they can pass.
yeah. Hmm. I'm just wondering where do we apply that to the event? I guess like it would be to the top
Yeah,
level
so,
event.
yeah, it would be passed to the event component, I guess.
So they would only outer like the wrapper, the event container essentially, because they only have access to like maybe color it and like add its text color, its background, maybe add padding. They're not going to have access to internal pieces. I guess they'd have to build that
Unless you pass your own
themselves.
component.
Okay, so you want to get into passing components now.
Yeah, in
Okay.
that case, instead of using the class on the source, you pass a component, and then that component is used to display that particular source event,
Okay.
and it gets
Yep.
called with the event inside, basically.
Yep.
So when we render the events, we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right.
idea.
So in this case, we're gonna do. We expect an object, and that object will have events on it actually, so that's good.
Does that make sense to you, Naz?
And then it's gonna
So far, so good.
have. Okay, so then your calendar event needs to be updated because events can be a function, an array, and that's it. That's all it can be. Okay, so basically we need to have a type of calendar event, and it would be calendar. Hmm. You know, I'm just gonna give this a generic name for now, calling it oh, cal event. But
Cal event.
basically, it needs to be in a calendar event array or a function that returns a calendar event array. The only thing is how do you do? Oh, I see. And then this becomes a cal event.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those are just like the props that you pass through. So I think like it's not even events actually. If that's why I thought that starting
It
with sources
it
was
is
easier.
events. It is events. It's an object that has events in it.
Yeah, but in the calendar you would pass your sources, not your events. That's why I thought it was easier to pass sources right away. Because
Wait
what
a
you pass
minute.
is an array of sources, and each source has an events
I'm so
function.
confused on here. Let's see. Where's a demo? Let's see this damn thing. Okay. Well, this doesn't help me. I want the code. Okay. Let's
If
try.
you search for sources in there, it should show you. But it's the same page that you were on, basically.
Oh, yeah, it's in events here. Event
Event
sources. But I
sources.
want I want to see the component. I want to see this thing being used. Event sources. Oh, here we go. Event sources. Oh, this is different.
Nah, it's the same thing.
That's the same
It's
thing?
just that full calendar supports both. So if you want, you can load calendar with events, or you can load the calendar with event sources. So you pick which one you want.
Okay.
They support both, but I think we could just support like sources, and if you pass just one source, then great, you just have one array of
Okay.
things, right? But
All
if
right,
you
so let
don't
me
have
take a
to,
step back then here. So
I
basically,
don't know.
in calendar here, you would like this to have sources
Yeah,
instead of this, and
yeah.
sources are going to be, we're going to call this like maybe Datekit sources, or do you want to call it calendar sources?
Calendar source or like source or whatever, or event source, I guess.
Event source. Okay. Isn't event source a yeah? That's it. That's already taken.
It's already taken. Damn it.
Yeah. So let's do calendar event source. Let's do that. There you go. Okay, so in this case, now we need this. So I guess that's going in core, right?
Typically, yes.
So you have, where did I see that? That was in, yeah, I guess events. So this would be export interface.
I
Okay,
guess it
so
would
we're
make
gonna
sense for our
have,
types to be datekit prefix. Because calendar, like, yeah, okay. But, like, I don't know. Maybe it makes more sense for us to have, like, datekit event, datekit source, or
is it
whatever.
date kit like this?
Yeah,
Or is it kit? Yeah.
yeah. All one word.
Okay.
Naming is hard.
It is 100% the hardest thing of programming. What do we want to call this? This is where you could spend hours deciding on what to call something.
Yeah, I'm terrible in it.
My camera is getting blurry again here. One sec here.
Is datekit event good for you, Naz?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, that makes sense. But I don't know what event sources is like. What does the object
Okay,
like?
tell me that's better. Let's see.
What
Well,
does it have
it's
except the events?
well, we can accept the events directly, but I would like to be able to support multiple calendars in one calendar view. So, for example, if you have subscriptions, then you could load those subscriptions in as well onto your calendar. So you could display essentially multiple calendars events into one. That's the whole point of sources. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Val likes to go like right for everything at once. He doesn't like to build it slow.
No.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
all or
because I have the
nothing.
need. No, but I
It's
have the
all
need
or
in
nothing, Naz.
Speakbox.
That's what it is. It's all or nothing.
No, no, no. I have the use case in Speakbox because in Speakbox this calendar would be used to display multiple people's calendar into one view, and so
No,
each source is
I
a
whoa,
person,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
right?
Whoa, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying again. I'm not saying that we shouldn't build it. I'm saying we don't need to build it
Right
for
away.
the first iteration.
Come on, where's the challenge, Cody?
Okay, so we've got Datekit event, which takes ID, name, date, and metadata. But now I'm getting a little confused here because we have date, but I thought we wanted start and end. No?
Yes,
Okay, so
because
we
an
use
event has like a
start.
beginning and an end, right? Like
Yeah, so,
eventually.
and they're both obviously be dates.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, so we got ID, name, start date, and then metadata, which will be anything they want. But I do think we should make this generic
sure.
and throw a T here. And actually, you know what? We should
Uh,
do. We
you
should
should do it the
do.
way you did it before. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
the record string any, and then this could
Just
be
have T
T.
here. Yeah.
This way they can put whatever they want there. Okay. So then we do export interface datekit event source,
I guess this
and
needs some kind of generic too, potentially.
it does. Oh, this gets interesting because now each source could have its own
Yeah,
type.
pretty much.
I love TypeScript, but it's one of the hardest things about it. It's like, okay, I've got an array of unknowns essentially.
Yeah.
How do I type them?
Well, just accept a T, like just like you did for the Git event. For default, you could just put like any or unknown, I guess, or whatever.
I think unknown is probably better, and then we pass it
And
in
then you
here.
just pass T, and then it's supposed to be an array of those. Yeah.
But the thing is again, this is still technically wrong, right?
Why is it?
Because if I have like, let's say I create an event, because like you said, I have multiple sources, right? So let's
Yeah.
say I create one source where I want to return metadata that has like a description and some other things in it, and then on another source I don't have a description. How
Okay.
do I differentiate the types between each of those sources? How is it going to know? Or are we locking them in that if they're going to do a source, they always have to return something with the same exact type data?
You mean between two sources?
So, like for example, let's say let's keep this as is, right? We have T unknown passing that in.
Yeah.
So we also that's fine. So now if I go into like calendar here, right? Let's say actually this is a bad example. Let's go into the playground. Let's go into the playground where you're actually using this. Okay, so you got our calendar, we got our sources, right?
Yeah.
So you can see that this is already technically wrong. First
No,
case,
that's kind of
second
correct.
case.
Except for the date that needs to change. It needs to be start and end. But yeah.
Yeah, start and okay. So now I've got my metadata here, right? Like let's say I'm doing color red, or let's just say I'm doing descriptive. Screw it. Let's do the color. It's fine. Too far. Okay. So now let's go with that. That's this one, right? And then I've got this guy, which you know what? I'm just gonna delete. I'm just gonna comment this one out for now. Okay, so let's go with this one. So obviously we have our start and end. Okay. We don't have reoccurrence anymore. I know you said you wanted to do it, but I'm just going to comment it over now. Okay, so let's do metadata again here, right? But let's say for this one, I actually have a name and I have a description, but I don't have a color, right? How do I differentiate this type from this type? Two different sources.
Two different sources, yeah. I mean, the problem here is you're passing an object literal, so you don't really have a way to type it. Right.
Yeah.
But if you were typing it, let's say you create those two sources into separate variables, right? And then you combine them into an array, and you pass that array into the thing.
Mhm.
Each variable would have its own type. So you would know which is the type of events because your source type would give it to you.
Okay,
Now,
so
the
you don't think this
question-
is an issue?
I don't think it is, no.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see what happens. All right. So then, if we're going with our hook approach to make this kind of more not, well, more that it doesn't matter where it's going, we would then say like const calendar equals, and it would be use, it'd be not this, it'd be use calendar, which doesn't exist right now. Wait, why does that not exist right now? If I save this, it should have already done it, right?
Do you export it in the index TSX?
I did not. No. Okay. All right. So now I
You
should
might
be able
also
to...
need to rebuild it, by the way.
No,
Oh,
look at that. It
maybe not.
automatically picked that up.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so then the idea that I'm thinking, right, is that now we do this, and then we just do this.
Oh, can I see your hook again?
Whoops, that's not the hook. I mean, it is, but let me just close everything. Too many things open. It's right here. It's just it literally just passes some things through. So
okay.
it's not correct yet.
Yeah, so this one is not able to type though. But what if we had another hook that's like create a source or whatever? This way we allow you to create the source with the type that you want.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then we pass those sources through.
Yeah.
We'll see if we need it. Keep it like this
Yeah.
for now. Whatever.
Okay. So technically in here, we're going to have to implement the fetching of sources, right?
Yes. Knowing that it could be done, because as if you have a function for events, every time you change the view, we need to call that function again.
Every time you change the view.
Yeah. So every time you go into the calendar, let's say I'm on the month of January, I called that function once because I have one source that's like a function. I call this function once and I say, okay, give me all the events between January 1st and January 31st. But then if I switch to February, I need to call that function again to just say like, hey, give me all the events from February 1st to February 28th or 29th, depending on the year, right?
Right. Okay. This means we have to lift that out of your calendar, though. Yes. I assume your calendar has a provider that does all this. So
right now it has nothing because it was just receiving like an array of hard-coded events. So
yeah, it's just like you have this use Datekit view and selected. I assume view changes the view.
Yeah.
But we want to lift that up. So actually what we want to do is have the calendar component accept a prop of which view, so that it's controlled outside of the calendar instead of inside. Because right now it's controlled inside.
No, it does already. Look at the calendar component on top. I mean, yeah, okay, it receives the view from the.
Yeah, my point is like, so in Playground, for example, right here, you don't have a provider outside of this calendar. which means if I change the view inside this calendar, I can only change it from inside your calendar. I cannot programmatically change it outside of your calendar.
Oh, I see.
Right?
But
Whereas
now
if this hook told it would had default view and returned like a current view, I don't know why. Actually, sorry. Ignore that because that actually wouldn't be there. You don't set the current view. You just set your default. It would actually come from here, right? So in this hook, oh man, I don't like that.
Could the hook behave the same way as the context? Because the context right now has
Of course,
a method
of course.
to go to a view or like switch the view.
Yeah,
we could just move those functions into the use calendar.
Exactly. That's actually what we should do.
Okay.
Because basically what I'm trying to say is like anything that you want to be able to control your calendar for should live outside of the calendar. The reason being is that if you want to port this to view, right now all of your logic and everything is inside of the actual React component. So you'd have to port all of that into your view component. But if you actually handle it all externally, then when you're actually doing view, you can. I don't know much about Vue, to be honest with you. So, but
Vue would be the same. Like, think of composable as hooks; they're the same, right? And then you can pass down to props anything you want. Vue doesn't really have a context of a provider; like it doesn't have such concept. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, Vue is the easiest implementation afterwards.
Fair.
So if we had a use calendar hook, it would work.
Like I'm thinking we do like a const be view and set view, use state view.
I don't know. NAS could be the tiebreaker.
There you go. And then we just do view and set view.
Tell us, NAS.
So
how should we do this?
All right. Right, so we do something like this, right? You pass in your default view to the hook. It stores the state. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of states in here, so we probably want to use a reducer or maybe even a third-party library. And then what I'm thinking, right, is that calendar now gets, this is your calendar. So it has default view already, which is perfect. It should have the view. Actually, it doesn't need default view. It doesn't need this anymore because we have it. We already have sources, so that's perfect. And then we're actually going to give it a set view, which takes in, it does not take in view.
Fair enough. It's just going to go grab some water. I'll be right back.
Yep. All right. Okay, so then we don't need view from the use Datekit. Switch view, this is still possible. We just grab it from here. Datekit view props. So what's Datekit provider? Does this have set state? Use calendar ref. Calendar ref equals new calendar options. Use state. Update state. Add event. Remove event. Oh. What's with the ref here? Ref, calendar ref. What is this grabbing? Oh, you're just using this to store state.
Yeah, there's already a set view there.
What's the purpose of the ref here, Val? Why did you want the ref? Just because you didn't want changes to it to trigger updates?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
To be honest. What did you say, Naz? We can barely hear you, by the way. I feel like it's quiet.
Really? I just said there's a set view already there.
Oh yeah,
There is a set view where.
yeah. There's a set view.
Okay, perfect. So this
There's set view. There's a set current. I think it's
we
for the
just
current
we
date.
just delete that and we actually just pass it in. So
And
where's
then add
this
event and remove event are just here for random reasons.
set
I don't know
view
if
is
we need
going
them.
to be options dot set view. Okay. All right. It should be required actually, so that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Looks like we're not using this use effect. We definitely don't need to import React. Oh yes, you do. Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay.
Well, there's a
Uh,
Datekit React FC. Don't we need React for this?
React is already in the context. You
Okay.
notice how it's not complaining? Yeah. You also I think this is outdated. I don't think people use React.fc anymore.
I've seen it around.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like literally you could just take. So you see how you did this? Type equals this. So you could just take this guy right here. Oh wait a minute. What did you do here? Type date context equals calendar state context function children options. Yeah. So okay. So basically, you could just do like an interface here, right? Like this, and then you just take this off and children options. Oh, where am I missing here? This equals Datekit. Oh man, I think we just cut that. Yeah, there we go. Right. So you do something like this instead of React.function component, and it's the same thing.
Well, okay, but it returns a GSX element, not a function. Is that okay?
Yeah. What was it returning before? Let's see. Wait, what was it returning before? What? Yeah. This is
I
yeah.
don't know. I find React type things a little confusing.
Yeah. There was a. Oh, there was like I read it so long ago. That's why I said like I think this is outdated, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
But
We could check.
yeah, we could actually. Uh, let's see. React.fc
Check React 19
first.
because might as well just keep it like up to date with the new stuff.
Let's see. So I don't know if they're gonna have TypeScript in their thing.
Well, Reddit says no.
Reddit says no for what?
React 18 for the React FC.
It says no to not use it.
Don't use it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so let's put this to where I had it so you can. Oh no, I went the wrong way now. Okay. It's so yeah, it probably says to do an interface like this,
There you
right?
go. With latest React types and TypeScript 5.1, it's mostly a stylistic choice, otherwise discouraged.
Oh, okay.
But you could use it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just not relevant or useful.
What the heck is going on here? Did I messed something up here? Use ref. Where did this come from? Children options, children.
Well, I think you're
What the heck did I do?
probably
Okay,
missing a thing
let's
somewhere.
go back. There. Okay, this is now back to what it was. Okay, so we can delete this.
Yes.
And we can go interface. Of course, now it's not going to autofill it because I had already deleted it. Why would we do something like that? React node. And actually, there is a type for like with props or with children or something like that. Options.
That's
So
a good
what
question.
options did you have, by the way? Let me just do record string. We will have to actually like obviously do proper. Let me.
Yeah, I think it's mostly like the default view. Yeah, probably just
Yeah,
that. The
let's do that.
default view, and then the current date.
Yeah,
Like,
so I don't have default view anymore because we're passing view into the calendar. So now it's getting view and set view
mhm.
passed. Okay, so then
Well, I might need the
view.
same for the current date then. So that we might need something like current, and then set current. Because you might want to load your calendar at a very specific date, not necessarily today.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So
yes, yeah. We'll have to do them all for sure. But one at a time. One at a time. View. So where's view?
do them all, Crody. Do them all.
I'm not. Why am I not seeing set view?
You're
You don't
using
actually use
cursor,
view here.
so you should be able to finish this library today.
Yeah, right. All right. So we got view props dot view and set view. And I assume this is, yeah, you did the same thing. So this is the kind of the same thing. We can actually just, oh, hold on. You did calendar props and intrinsic attributes. What is this? Intrinsic, import intrinsic from, no, okay, no, absolutely not. Okay.
I just want to support the
Equals.
HTML attributes. Yeah.
Okay, so we got view, set view, and then we've got sources. Okay, perfect. I guess we don't need this since it's commented out.
Yeah, it's just a test.
Selected. Okay, so switch view. So there we go. So this is fine because we're passing view in now.
Yeah. The
So you're
default
just
here is like a debug,
returning.
but at some point it should be one of the view.
What? Yeah. Which view of these do you want to be the default view?
I think month is probably the most common.
Okay. So what basically what we could do is just cut this. And
Yeah,
paste
but
it right there.
you'll see that it's very useful to have the default actually.
Oh.
To have the once we start working on the logic to generate the days,
Okay. All right.
it's
We'll keep
helpful.
it for
Yeah.
now. All right. But yeah, but basically all we do is cut this and put it down before default. We're good. Okay. So set view, props dot view.
Maybe we can create another view at some point that's like a debug view. You know.
Cannot return. What's the deal here? Set view is a function that returns void. Hmm. You know, maybe. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's going to be view view. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then we go into here, and it's probably the same. We should almost create a type for this.
There's a type for the view. Keep asking for it.
No, for the functions, right?
Oh,
Okay, Datekit provider props to children options. Okay, okay, that should be good. It's still complaining though. View or undefined. Did I say that it's there we go. My bad. that is required, required, and required. We need these in order for our calendar to actually work. Okay, there we go. Oh, and we can also get rid of this. There. Okay.
you might need to update the view switcher, maybe. You know.
The view switcher?
Yeah. Because the view switcher was making use of the set view from the context.
It was, yep. But it doesn't. Oh, it was using it from use date kit.
Yeah.
Use date kit actually comes from this, so we are actually fine. Wait, you had view here. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I think we have this running. Let's go. Right? Let's see if
If
it's
you
actually
broke
still
everything.
running. Okay, so if I change this view, yeah, it works.
Nice. Can you change the date?
Yeah, because I didn't actually change that logic yet.
Okay.
So change the day. It's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we'll change the week, but yeah.
Oh, right. So we do day view. Yeah. Wait, what's the deal here? This is changing the month.
Well, look at your date switcher. It says month, so it's not actually changing the view proper. That's what I'm saying. Like you're changing the view in the component maybe, but you're not changing it in the core. So the core, as far as the core is concerned, you're still using the month view
Oh, interesting. Okay, where's that logic?
in the core.
That's in core.
Yeah,
Let's see.
because core needs to
Core.
regenerate the day. If you switch to a month view, I need to display all the days of the month. But for a week view, I don't. So the generate function here is different.
Oh, okay. Okay, this has to be updated because we called it. I think we called it Datekit now.
Yeah, so the state here needs to change. You see the view, how it's loaded here? Needs to change.
Export class. This one?
Well, that view here, the default is day view, but it needs to change to like whatever the current view is.
Private read only. Okay, so we've got calendar. Export class, export interface, export class calendar, which has all of this stuff in it, which is how you set your view. Okay. Okay, so then you also have your events, which is just types. These are just types. Okay. Okay, so where's this being used?
Well, it
This.
was used before in the set view function that was declared on the context.
Oh, okay, that's what that was. Okay,
Yeah,
so basically, that was Datekit context. That was right here. You have this is what you had as the calendar ref. Okay, that is making more sense now.
yeah.
Okay, so you have, but wait, why did you use it as a
So you see
ref?
now, like below, you had set view, and you see how it's calling calendar ref. The calendar ref is the reference to the object of the core. So it's a singleton of the core that you run for that particular instance of your calendar.
Right. Okay, so then we
That's why
do
we
set
use the
current.
calendar ref. And so your set view should be doing calendar ref dot current dot
So
set view.
actually, wait, I see. So now we're passing set view. So I want, I see now. Okay, so we need to move all of this logic into that hook.
How do we do that?
We need to move all of it, but I don't want to move all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the core should
So
always contain like the state of your calendar at all times.
yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, if we cut this and go into use calendar and paste this, and then I assume does this calendar also get sources?
This is just a class. Yes, it
It
should.
does.
It should,
Okay.
yeah. Because the core should be responsible for making the calls. If you need to like load the events or whatever, that's the one that should do it.
Okay. So sources, default, view, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Like I feel like there's also view, like the regular view.
The count, but this doesn't take view, does it?
I don't remember. Just check the definition.
Also, why is it? Oh, because it's trying to pull from the wrong one. Okay, so I actually want.
The one
Oh, it
that's
doesn't
from
have
the
it.
core.
Interesting.
It comes from the core.
Comes from here, right?
Yeah.
Why is it not there?
That's a good question.
Calendar, export class. Yeah, index, export star from calendar. Okay. All right. So calendar is not exported.
Oh,
Okay.
can you do put type before in front of it? Remove the type in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That's what the mistake was. It was type and type. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that also means we actually no longer need this
Yeah.
because it's actually going to be const set view like this. And then what's this? Set state calendar ref. So did you have, you must have had a state at the top of this? You didn't have a state at the top of this.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I create an instance of that class, and then I set it as the state, and then I was modifying it.
Yeah.
Then
Okay, so
refreshing the state.
then this state, were you passing the state through? I think you were. You're doing dot 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 state, right?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay. And then we have add event, remove event, set current. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so
that-
then
that
this
seems to
is
make
going
more
to take
sense.
an option. So then we go to Datekit, and we actually just grab that.
Well, yes and no. You need to double check what calendar takes as an option.
For which, sorry?
The calendar class has a constructor. You need to check what the
Oh,
constructor gets.
yeah. I think I was looking at that.
I mean,
It
if you're
was,
passing the same thing, it should be okay. But
yeah, exactly.
it also
Constructor.
takes like you see selected. There's a bunch of like stuff.
Oh,
Potentially.
yeah. Selected.
I mean, it has a bunch of defaults, so it's not necessary. But
Yeah. Oh, it does actually take view. Oh, neat. Okay. Okay. So if that's the case, we go into Datekit provider options. Okay, so options are just no longer there anymore because this. So wait, did I just basically make this useless?
the
I
provider,
did.
maybe. But the question is,
Yeah.
if we use a hook like this, how do you specify? Let's say I want to display two calendars on the same page.
Two different hooks.
Two different hooks.
Yeah, of course.
Will it be smart enough to like separate them?
As long as you didn't write your calendar as a singleton. If I
At least
instantiate a new calendar, it's not the same calendar, is it?
technically, no.
Then you're good.
But you would have to call that new calendar twice for that to happen.
Which you would, right? Because you in the
If your
hook
hook is doing new, yeah.
we're doing new calendar.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that ref should be different.
Yeah. Okay, so this means we actually don't need this context anymore, though. So we actually don't need this. Oh, but I have a feeling that you were digging into all of this, weren't you? If I go into calendar component into like year view,
Oh,
I
use
assume you
date
have
kit
use
is
date kit.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's everywhere because I need to know, like, from deep down, which date are you displaying.
yeah,
The
so
core is
hold
also
on, let me
responsible to
think about
recalculate the
this.
dates and stuff.
That means that we actually could keep it, but instead of it getting object options, we could pass it calendar. And calendar and we go here and we just say calendar and it's going to be type of I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to do any just to make this very simple.
You could do type
Okay.
of calendar if you want.
We do calendar. Okay, and then now we still do need view because we're actually not doing what we originally did. Wait a minute. How are you using this date kit? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, then we go here. This guy will take calendar and then value will equal calendar. Oh, fuck off. Calendar. Okay. Okay, let me try this. Okay, so all we did was essentially move it up to that hook because that hook is going to be external to the application. It then handles all of it, but it passes it essentially into this provider so that everything's now still at the top level. But it's essentially controlling our top level hook from here.
Fair.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so calendar, year view. I'm assuming this is because it's because I messed up the type. Okay, kit core, Datekit, use calendar, takes a new calendar. It's saying it can't find what? Implicitly has any. Okay. Also, I see we don't have sources. Oh, because you don't have sources are not an option inside of your calendar?
No.
Oh, it's not an option inside your calendar state.
Yeah.
Okay. Calendar state. I assume that comes from calendar. Nope. It's going to be up here. Calendar state. Okay. So we need to do sources. There.
I just realized that NASA's joined us, but the only way she has to watch her screen is the stream, which is probably delayed.
Oh, you're right. Join our Discord, Nav.
She's on the Discord, but I need to invite her as an admin,
Oh,
and only you can do that, Cody.
Only I can do that? Oh, well, why don't we just create a non-admin channel and
Well, there is one, but you're not in it.
oh, is that the
You,
mods?
yeah, if you go into mods hangout and you share your screen there, she'll be able to see it in real time, which might make more sense for you as.
yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
I just
Yeah,
realized that.
I'm just trying to catch up actually.
You should have told us.
Oh,
I
that
thought
makes
this is
total
the
sense
way
though.
it is.
No. So
Okay,
yeah,
Okay.
join the
is
hangout
that
on
working?
Discord, and you'll see Cody's screen live, and it will
Okay.
get much better for you.
Oh, that's funny. All right, sources. Okay. Okay, did that fix it? All right, perfect.
Did
Cannot
you
find
send
name
me?
calendar state.
Yeah, if you go into Discord, there should be like a mods hangout channel.
Right.
The
Okay.
Cody Val.
No value exists in scope. I guess I could just spread it. Yeah.
You should have access to it.
Okay. All right. We're still failing. Calendar is not defined. In use calendar, calendar is not defined.
Do you see it?
Wait, in use calendar, React, index, calendar, far calendar, pure calendar, children. So options, default options. And then calendar. It's not liking something I passed here. So we have to pass in partial options, which I just did. Default view. And what was the other thing I passed in? And oh, I see. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. There.
Am I supposed to put it on like the My Twitch? Like the same.
Oh no, on Discord. Just go on Discord. You
Oh,
should
this.
see you should
Okay.
see a mods like hangout channel.
I assume I
You can
didn't
join that.
export. Oh, I did export this.
We do that because otherwise I can't see Cody's screen as well as this coding. So
Mm.
because the Twitch stream is delayed by a few seconds.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Did that fix it?
You broke everything, Cody.
I broke it all, apparently. I'm just wondering if it's an issue with cache or I actually did break it. Let's see. No, I think I did break it. That's just weird. It's saying that it wants Datekit provider calendar, but it's in the React package. Calendar, it's in here. Calendar, cannot find name calendar. Did I spell calendar wrong? When you look at a word for so long, it just doesn't look right.
Nah, it's okay.
Okay, so we have the prop here. Oh, oh, my bad. I keep thinking this is the top component. So it's actually this. So I actually want props.calendar. And actually,
Code
we
spell. Oh, that's interesting. Is it like a grammar extension for devs like Cody that don't know how to type?
good extension code spell. Oh, no. I had a spelling one, but the thing is like there's so many random words it picks up, and I'm like, no, that's just what we decided to name this.
Well,
Like,
like we said, naming
uh,
is hard
yeah,
sometimes.
exactly. So let's do props.
Fair.
Wait, so what props were we even using in here? I don't think we need any props anymore. There we go. Let's just. I mean, for now, let's just do this. Okay, did that break it? Is it fixed? Oh, use datekit must be used within a datekit provider. Okay, that is definitely used within a datekit provider. Unless, of course, in my hook, I accidentally have something from datekit. Calendar. No, we're just doing calendar refs here. Update state, update state. Wait, where's update state? Oh, I see. Set state. Yeah, okay. Okay. Datekit context. So we have, I can't spell and I know 2 languages. Nice.
I'm in the same boat.
Okay, so what's the complaint here? It's saying that it can't find the context, but clearly, if we look at our component in calendar, we have datekit provider, which is wrapping your calendar component, and there's datekit, which is definitely inside of the provider.
Is it building? Look at it. Look at it, terminal.
This is could not find type declaration.
Implicitly has an any type. There's a thing.
That's gonna be that thing in year there.
Yeah, but you see, it's not building. Datekit event source. Do you mean datekit event? In calendar TS line 29
Where are you seeing this?
at the bottom.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I was reading all the red. Datekit event source. Did you mean datekit event? Okay, so that's. I am using datekit event source. Where did I put that again?
Well, it gave you the file.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Calendar TS.
Calendar
29.
TS.
So that's probably in the core.
That is in core. So Datekit event source. Oh, it just didn't import it. Okay, there we go.
Okay, and now you have another error. Has no exported member calendar event.
That is because you probably have calendar event somewhere else. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
needs to be something
this
different.
needs to be the Datekit event. Ah, come on. Okay. Ah, there we go. Oh, come on. It's definitely not used outside, though. This is the interesting part.
Use Datekit must be used within the Datekit provider.
It's saying that we're using it outside.
Oh, take a look at the playground code.
Playground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it in use in there? No. No.
No, we have the use calendar, but this isn't using Datekit.
Is it?
It's not.
Okay.
And then we have calendar where we're passing calendar in. Although I'm passing ... calendar, so maybe I have to do, now that I changed it. Originally we were spreading it in there, so maybe that's the issue. Yeah, that was the issue. Okay. Okay, so now it's actually changing the view.
Okay. Is it
and it's
changing
actually
the day?
changing the day.
Nice. Okay, so we're back on track.
All right.
Nice job.
Okay, and then we go year view. Oh, I noticed that you don't have the date. I guess that doesn't really matter because you're going by year.
But you're going by year, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
moving by year now. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Okay. So what's the advantage now of having this use calendar hook?
So the advantage now is that the state lives outside, which means your users can control it. So you said like 2 calendars, right?
Yeah.
So if I say like const cal2 equals use calendar, and I do events, and we'll just make it equal sources again. We'll say default view, and we'll say week for this one. So now I should be able to duplicate this calendar and pass in cal2. And in theory, I should have 2 calendars, which apparently your default view actually never worked.
Yep. That
Oh.
seems.
Did it just never work?
No, it never did.
All right.
Surprise.
Okay, so let's fix that. Okay, so state assign options. Okay, so default view and your view. Oh, your view is specifically set. I see. So basically, we just have to say, you're doing object assign. So we have to actually check if default view is selected. So we could say that view is options dot default view or day view. And then we should be good.
That would be nice if it could work, yeah.
All right, so then if we reload, there we go.
Okay, but now that week view is kind of weird. That month view at the top, but I think it's because of the body class, which is like
That's
maximum
most
HP.
likely a style in the actual calendar, right?
Yeah.
So if I change this to day, oh look at that! If I change them both to month, we get a little bit more.
Yeah, you should be
I
able
also
to scroll
can't
them, though.
scroll within your
No?
calendar, by the way.
Yeah, because I was planning on showing it like full screen for now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like basically what we've kind of done here is we've made it essentially headless, right? So basically, if we kept it this way, it actually means that if somebody just wanted to build their own calendar completely, but use all of your logic for date, like for switching the views and stuff, they could.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
right?
nice. That's
You're
the
kind of
important
pulling that
part.
out and you're saying like, hey, like you can use our calendar component and it will work, or you could build your own and just use all of our logic.
That would be great.
Uh,
Because the hardest part of the calendar is basically the logic to recalculate the days and whatever.
yeah.
Like
So if we
the
build that
display
all
itself is
into
pretty like simple.
yeah, so if we build that all into core the way you had it, which I totally think it should live there, then what we do is we create a React hook capable of updating that state. We create a view composable capable of doing it. And then we can create why use object assign instead of just a spread? Actually, that's a good question. Why did you use object assign instead of a spread?
Where? Here?
Right here.
I don't know.
Just because you liked it?
Just cause, yeah, basically.
Are you actually wait? Are you assigning object assign takes your target object and then your sources?
No, I'm not. But we could even use like a
Let's
forward
see. Let's see.
option.
Wait, well, hold on. Let's ask cursor to refactor. Refactor this. Let's see.
Yeah, there's no particular reason. Yeah.
Let's see what it did. Yep, look at that. It did option. I'm not sure why it does. Oh, what the heck? It falls back on that. So yeah, we don't need that one. But okay, cool. All right, we should still work.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, we do. Perfect.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Sometimes I wish that at work they would allow us to use AI. They don't let you use AI at work? Oh man. AI for the win.
Yeah, it's pretty helpful.
All right. I mean, it is 10:15 and I am sick, so I am going to call it.
Fair enough, yeah. So you
This
push
was
your
fun, though.
changes to
Oh,
refactor.
you want my changes? I don't know if you want these changes.
Yeah.
I want
Mama.
them.
You yeah. Naz wants
Oh.
them because she
So
wants to work on Datekit too.
I shouldn't
What the
just
hell?
click this discard all changes?
No. What the heck?
All right. So we'll do a get add all. We'll do a get. No, not a get. Sorry. We'll do get.
We're kind of yellowing on the
message.
refactor branch right now, but whatever.
Oh, do you want me to?
Just merge it to main. Like it doesn't have to be on the refactor.
No,
Just be on
I'll
main.
do it here. Merge it to main.
Yeah, just merge it straight to main. This thing is not even like launched yet.
Yeah,
So,
but I
okay.
did the work off of refactor,
Yeah,
so I'd have to branch off.
Push it on refactor and then merge refactor to main.
Oh, you actually do want to push it here. Okay, I
Yeah.
was gonna branch off of this.
Uh,
Okay, so we'll do get commit message, and we'll do is it refactor, or do you want to do chore, or you want to do feed?
you could do refactor here.
Refactor, okay. Refactor, and then we'll say pull state upward up into hook.
Yep.
To hook. Into use calendar.
That's the one thing I wish Cursor had. It doesn't have a way to do like commit messages.
Oh, I
Like you
wonder
can
if it's
generate
coming.
one in the chat and then copy paste it, but like it's not straight into commit.
Oh, I bet you that's coming.
Well, VS Code has it, surprisingly. If you have GitHub Copilot.
I don't have permission to push to this repo.
You should. I just invited you, but you need to accept the invite.
Oh.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Is that unreads? Invitation.
There you go. Just click on it.
There we go.
If you do that, you just discarded the.
What?
Thing.
I hit the check mark.
Yeah, but that's just to discard the notification. So you didn't accept the invite. So.
But it was a check mark.
I know, but okay. So just go to github.com/datekit and you should see the invite.
Oh, geez.
I guess that's something that GitHub should think about.
Yeah. Okay, I should see it here?
You don't see it?
No.
Okay, well, I guess I need to send you another invite.
Oh, I'm surprised that your company would. I mean, I guess like, yeah, that makes sense. Your company, if they don't want you to if they really value their code base, they may not want you to. But I mean, Cursor has the ability to go into privacy mode where it doesn't actually use your code. So I definitely don't have it on for this, just so everybody knows. Privacy is off. Cursor has full reign for my personal work.
Well, Datekit is open source, so nobody cares.
That's
Just
fair.
click on the thing, but don't click on the check mark anymore. Okay,
Okay. I don't see anything anymore.
just refresh.
I did.
Hard refresh.
Okay, there we go.
Click.
Okay,
Click
so
on.
click this one.
No, click on the thing on the on the notification itself. There you go. And I. Okay.
Why can't it just be an accept button? Okay. All
Well,
right,
ask
perfect.
GitHub. I don't know.
All right, done. Pushed.
Nice.
I'm not gonna bother going to main with it. It's on refactory.
Well, I think we have a PR, so maybe we can. Maybe Naz can actually take care of the merge to main. Um, when she's gonna work on it.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Awesome.
Nice. Let us know if there's any merge conflicts or whatever. There might
Oh,
be.
yeah. I see you're using this new browser like Arc.
Arc, yeah.
Yeah.
Cody is converting me to every single tool that he finds.
I mean, come on. Arc is
I,
pretty wicked. Arc is pretty
I just
good.
downloaded
It's
it.
pretty good.
Oh, it's awesome. I love like this full mode here. And like Naz, like if for like localhost, for example, which apparently I don't have. Yeah, I do have it right here. So for like localhost, they like I have my dev bar turned on. So if I turn this on, I
Mm,
see my dev tools are on. So I love it because I instantly have this pinpoint now. So I can instantly go into here, and it's actually quick command. You can do
oh,
Option Command C, and you can do Option Command J for the
For the
console,
console, yeah.
which is
Their
awesome.
screenshot tool is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
oh wow, this is so cool.
I like
Okay.
that.
yeah, like and this is like developer mode, right? And what's really neat is that developer mode is a per tab basis, and it's not even. I don't think they call them tabs, but like if I go into like say this events thing here, you can notice I don't have that top bar. If I go into here, you can notice developer mode is off. Like it's you also have like spaces. So, like here's my my personal coding space, and then here's my code eval space, which has different favorites. Like it's just really cool.
Mm.
It's really
It's
cool.
pretty nice, yeah. I was really surprised today because I went on to a Google Meet at work and I was focusing on another window and it goes into like picture in picture to the side of my screen
Yeah.
and it was awesome. I could keep like
But did
yeah.
you? One thing I tested out was you can actually have two different windows with the Google Meet open,
Yeah.
and it's smart enough to pause one of the windows. It knows which window you're watching.
I didn't get the use case yet, but
Yeah, it's pretty
at some
cool.
point.
But another thing you can do, Naz, is you could say like this. I have my Supabase studio here. Actually, this is a bad example because I don't want to have that one. But let's say I had the React docs, and I also wanted it right next to my local host. I could just drop both screens in side
Oh
by
wow.
side,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
cool.
nice.
and it's even smart enough to know that my dev tools are still only in this window. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, this is cool. Actually, I can't install it now because it requires Mac OS 13 or later. I need to upgrade my Mac.
Oh, you definitely need to upgrade your Mac.
Yeah.
Next, you're still not on Mac OS 13.
No,
What are you doing, Ness?
12.3. Old school.
Oh
Okay,
man.
well, maybe before working on Datekit, you should probably upgrade your Mac.
Okay, guys.
That would be a good start.
Awesome.
Okay,
Well,
folks. Well, Cody, hope you feel better
oh,
with your
thank you.
sickness
Yeah,
coming.
take care.
And yeah, so we'll see you
Oh,
next
and
week.
thanks for joining the stream, Be a Maker. That's awesome.
Totally, yeah. First time. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank
Hope
you,
you see
guys.
us every Monday. We stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And we're probably gonna work on Datekit for a little while. So
Yep.
yeah, that should to be continued. Awesome, folks.
See you.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Cheers.